Kevin Williamson will not direct Scream 8. Let's talk a little bit about it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Scrolling through the internet, going to weird websites that may have a nugget of information on Scream 8 something, baby, can be a little scary, especially with the threat of viruses and malware being present. But thankfully, NordVPN makes your internet scrolling worry-free. NordVPN is one of the most trusted internet security providers on the market. It offers a lightning-fast VPN connection, next-gen encryption, and advanced features that boost your online security wherever you are, on every device. Their privacy-focused values, customer-centric mindset, and cybersecurity expertise make NordVPN one of the leading VPN providers globally. Today, millions of users choose NordVPN for comprehensive online protection. I can't even count that high. Check out NordVPN by clicking on the link in the description or the comment section below. Also check out NordPass if you want help remembering your passwords. Thank you so much to NordVPN for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into these updates. HelloSydney.com released an interview with Scream 7 writer-director Kevin Williamson last night, where he talked about a couple of reasons why he won't be helming Scream 8. When asked if he would direct the next installment, he said, "I think the next Scream I'll probably step back. I want to direct another film that I have written. That is just waiting for me to find the time to direct. Right now I'm working on a couple TV shows. Maybe I'll direct one of those, who knows?" Williamson also adds, "I have some ideas of where it could go, but I'm anxious to see what another storyteller could do with it. It's nice to be part of the Scream family. That doesn't mean I always have to be front and center. I don't always have to write or direct. Other people can take the reins." Just to clarify a few things, we already know about one of the other projects that Kevin Williamson is currently working on. It's a Universal Monsters themed show that is described as an adult Vampire Diaries. So expect a shirtless Dracula and a well-endowed Wolfman coming up in Kevin Williamson's next project. I have no idea what this original film project is going to be. Hopefully we hear more about it soon, but I can't help but guess that this is probably going to be some other sort of slasher. It pains me to say this because I really do love Kevin. There would be no Scream without him, but I think moving forward, this is the best case scenario. Love or hate Scream 7, the critics were very dismissive of the new film, and that will surely hurt the next entry, especially if they're expecting a quick turnaround. Typically in ongoing film franchises, especially in the horror space, when the previous film isn't reviewed all too well, the next movie tends to suffer from that at the box office despite the quality. Take the Saw franchise, for instance, a series that has made a ton of money, but when Saw 5 dropped in 2008 and it made $118 million against its $10 million budget, wow, it did not receive very good reviews. That ended up affecting Saw 6 a year later, a movie that only pulled in $69 million against an $11 million budget. This film made significantly less money, but it's considered among Saw fans as one of the very best sequels. Screams 5 and 6 might not have had like glowing 10 out of 10 reviews, modern masterpieces, or anything like that, but they did have generally positive reviews overall. Both of the Radio Silence movies became major successes for Paramount and Spyglass, and now it's kind of a flagship series of both of those studios. Scream 7 is of course killing it at the box office, but of course that's the case after 5 got really good reviews and 6 even better reviews. Despite all the behind the scenes drama and a failed boycott, Scream 7 is likely on track to surpass the box office of the previous film. That, on top of a brilliantly deceptive marketing campaign, put a lot of butts in seats across the last few weeks. The big thing that's changed is that the reviews from fans are mixed and the reviews from critics are overwhelmingly negative. If they want to keep making money off of this IP in the future, something has to change right now. Whoever you want to blame for the quality of this film, whether that's the manipulative studio, the original writer who has only ever directed one flop before, or Guy Busick for some reason, the film just didn't hit with the majority of fans. Cleaning house and potentially getting a fresh face to helm the franchise moving forward, I think is the best case scenario. The line of thinking there is, okay, well, it's not going to be like the last one because here's a new guy in charge. That could win back a lot of the fans who didn't like this previous entry, myself included. There's no doubt that Scream 8 needs to get some fresh blood behind the camera, but now the question is who? Although he's been my absolute first choice to take on the Scream franchise for years now, I think Christopher Landon is a little preoccupied at the moment. Not only has he promised that a Happy Death Day 3 is in the works, but he also has a Netflix movie coming up with some of the same people he made Drop with a few years ago called Blink of an Eye, and he was just attached to supernatural horror film Final Boarding for Sony to direct. I also think that after the death threats he received from fans in pre-production for the original Scream 7, I don't think he'll ever return to this franchise. And frankly, I don't blame him. Josh Rubin is another name that comes to mind after recently helming Hard Eyes for Spyglass, but he seems wrapped up at the moment with another horror film called Wilderness Reform. What would be his fourth directorial effort takes place at a reform camp for troubled teens that hides a dark secret. That was announced last November and comes from the same scribes as M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin. Josh is currently juggling that and Hard Eyes 2, which just cast Mason Gooding to return for the upcoming sequel. I don't think the dude has a whole lot of free time right now. Now, I seriously doubt this is the direction the Scream franchise moves in going into the future because it's way too cool of an idea. But I would love to see this series operate in a similar manner to what's going on with Evil Dead right now. Sam Raimi, the architect of the first 3 eclectic Evil Dead films, has handpicked each of the directors behind the 4 other entries in that franchise. After viewing Fede Alvarez's viral Panic Attack short film in 2009, Sam Raimi's Ghost House Pictures signed him up to reinvigorate the franchise with 2013's Evil Dead. A similar thing happened with Lee Cronin after Raimi was impressed by his first feature, The Hole in the Ground. Again, the same thing happened just a year later with both Sebastian Vanacek and Francis Galuppi, both younger filmmakers who have made some impressive stuff. They're both currently reading from the Necronomicon as they work on Evil Dead Burn and Evil Dead Wrath. Burn comes out later this year, and Wrath is currently filming in New Zealand. I can't speak to those unreleased entries yet, of course, but Evil Dead 2013 and Rise were both big box office hits that successfully translated the Evil Dead language to the vibe of these spunky new filmmakers. There's definitely a lot of spunk in those films, that's for sure. I think Kevin should take a page out of the Sam Raimi playbook and start picking up some plucky young filmmakers to move his franchise into a new era. Kevin slips into that same producing role that he's kind of done in the past and handpicks whoever tackles the franchise next. Love or hate the Radio Silence movies, those films are the only reason why Scream is in the horror lexicon again here in the 2020s. The franchise was dead in the water before that with an MTV series that lost traction after the first season. The Scream franchise is begging for an all-new perspective on horror from some new filmmaker. I'd love to see an up-and-comer tackle this franchise who maybe only has a few projects underneath his or her belt. A swing like that could be a huge shot of adrenaline for this franchise that has sadly become a looping broken record. With Kevin Williamson moving on to other projects, who do you want to see write and direct the next Scream movie? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe for more updates like this, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.